Oh ho ho, good evening to all. This is Santa Claus bringing you the news on this 22nd day of October, 2025. My goodness, what a day of historical significance. On this very day in 1721, Tsar Peter declared the Russian Empire, and in 1962, President Kennedy announced the discovery of those troubling Soviet missiles in Cuba. History has much to teach us about seeking peace in difficult times. Speaking of peace, I'm afraid the hoped-for meeting between President Trump and President Putin has fallen through for now. The talks collapsed after President Trump proposed freezing the Russia-Ukraine conflict along current front lines. This terrible war has continued for nearly 4 years now, bringing so much suffering to so many families. My heart aches for all those affected, each soul precious in the eyes of the Lord. Meanwhile, Russia has conducted nuclear weapons drills, which gives this old Santa quite a chill that has nothing to do with the North Pole. Speaking of chills, my dear friends, even Iceland isn't immune to our changing world. For the first time ever, mosquitoes have been discovered there following record-breaking heat. Iceland was one of only 2 mosquito-free places on our beautiful Earth. Now Antarctica stands alone. A small change perhaps, but one that reminds us to care tenderly for our shared home. Turning our gaze to international relations, I see the United States is working to strengthen ties with Argentina with a potential $40 billion assistance package. Treasury officials have been speaking with Argentina's economic minister about limiting China's influence while increasing American access to resources like uranium. Remember, my friends, true partnership must benefit all, especially those most vulnerable. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, China's exports to the United States remain remarkably resilient despite steep tariffs. About $1 billion in goods crosses the ocean daily, showing how interconnected our global family truly remains even in difficult times. We must always remember that behind trade figures are working families trying to provide for their children. In Japan, new Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi is preparing a substantial economic stimulus package to help households struggling with inflation. She's also working on strengthening ties with the United States, with plans to purchase American pickups, soybeans, and gas. What a reminder that even powerful nations must work together in this world. My heart is particularly troubled by news from the West Bank, where Israeli settlers have been captured on video attacking Palestinian olive farmers during harvest season. The United Nations reports violence has skyrocketed. Oh, dear children, we must remember that the olive branch has long been a symbol of peace, and those gathering this precious fruit deserve protection and respect. In other news from the Middle East, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman plans to visit the White House next month, his first such visit since 2018. This comes as discussions about Saudi-Israeli normalization may resume early next year. Peace in this troubled region would bring such joy to so many. In the United Kingdom, inflation has unexpectedly held steady at 3.8%, still well above the Bank of England's target, but lower than economists expected. This may allow for interest rate cuts sooner than anticipated, bringing some relief to families struggling with costs of living. I must mention concerning developments in Germany, where suspicious drone sightings have increased dramatically near critical infrastructure. Chancellor Friedrich Merz suspects Russia may be behind these incidents, which seem designed to test German defenses. Here in the United States, the Pentagon has implemented new rules requiring all military personnel to coordinate communications with Congress through the Legislative Affairs Office. This change could limit information sharing between our military and elected representatives. In North Korea, several ballistic missiles were fired eastward today, flying about 350 kilometers. Such actions only increase tensions in a world already facing so many challenges. And finally, a troubling report about fuel smuggling in Mexico, where a petroleum tanker recently unloaded large amounts of diesel at a port lacking proper infrastructure for such dangerous cargo. The operation appeared well organized despite the risks involved. As I prepare to head back to my workshop, I'm reminded of how much we all need to care for one another in these complex times. Remember, my dear friends, that each of us can bring a little more light, a little more kindness, and a little more hope into our world. Until tomorrow, this is Santa Claus wishing you peace and goodwill to all.